Hi, good afternoon. This is Shanita, author of How to Have This and That. And we all know that we can have this and that if we believe, and not our programs that say we can only have this or that. And that's a topic for another day. I thought let's talk today about what we're leading to situations and circumstances. There's so many things happening in the world today, always has been, but more so than I think previously, at least in my lifetime. And there's so many opinions. People have opinions of this, that, and the other. And we can all see the same thing, same movie, same situation, same video, same talking points, and everybody comes out with different opinions. How does that work? How does that happen? And we have to go back to the cause of that. The cause of that is your environment. How did you grow up? How did I grow up? Am I spiritual? Are we religious? Are we kind? Are we loving? Do we come from love when we see a situation? Do we come from understanding? Do we come from negative aspects? Do we come from always criticizing? So therefore, anything anybody does, you will see it through the lens of criticism. And where somebody who's kind and loving will see it through the lens of love. And they'll also see it through the lens of possibilities. We view events differently because of that reason. For example, I went to school in England. I went to a convent. And so for a long time, my situations and my view on life was based on the fact that I went to a convent and therefore I had a more religious structure. Although I wasn't Catholic, I was Episcopalian at the time. I'm spiritual now. That's what I call myself. But it had a lot to do with how I viewed life, how I saw things and people's situation, how I viewed them through my lens of my upbringing and my parents and the way they brought me up. And my mother and father were very kind people and very thoughtful, especially my mom, very considerate, always thinking of other people's needs and situations. How can I help? So therefore, of course, I grew up with a more, well, can we change the situation to make it better for all of us or for that particular person? How can I make it better? And then I also heard people say, well, it's their fault. They should have done better. They should have known better. They should have done this. They should have done that. And I asked them, so if you're brought up in certain situations as a child, you just follow the program of your mother, father, sister, brother, the schools that sent you to, your kind of friends. Therefore, you close the schools, you attract the kind of friends. And it does make a difference on how we read situations, how we see things, the perception we see things through our lenses of our upbringing. Now, some of us are fortunate enough that although we'd be programmed a certain way, we eventually ask ourselves, is that the only way? Is there another way? Is there a better way? Instead of going along with the program. And some people don't realize they're in a program, therefore they don't think to ask these questions. And some of us are just too lazy to find out, well, why do I think that way? Why do I think of that situation this way, that way? So we all view events differently because we grew up differently. We see things differently, and that makes a lot of difference to our lives. And so I just wanted to talk to us today about reactions. We need to really think about reactions. We need to think about why we think this way. Why isn't the kumbaya world? Why don't we all get along? And because you're a Christian, you're Muslim, you're Buddhist, you're so and so and so. Basically, we have a lot of things in common. If you read these various books and texts, there's a lot of things in common. And we as humans, we want love, we want affection, we want good health, we want prosperity, we want joy, we want happiness. We all want the same thing. But, we all think differently because, interesting enough, we all grew up differently. But interestingly, even families that grew up, children that grew up in the same household, mother, father, same, to end up with different opinions, different ways of looking at things. So all we can say is humans are individuals, of course. And I am always amazed at how the way I grew up, I changed my perception. I changed my way of thinking and being because I wanted to know, is there another way? Is there a better way? Is there a different way? Why am I thinking this way? If that could be explained to me, I will continue thinking that way if it made sense to me. And if not, I always wanted to question. I always question. And what helped me a lot is my sister, Julia Weeks, Dr. Weeks. She questioned a lot. And then usually it annoyed me. And then later on, I started appreciating her questioning because it made me say, yeah, why am I thinking this way? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I being this way? And that helped me a lot to grow as well. So kudos to Dr. Weeks. And over and out, and I just want over and out rather, I just wanted us to just reflect. Why do we think the way we think? Why do we feel the way we feel? Why do we act the way we act? What's causing it? If you're happy with where you are and thinking, feeling, being, keep it going. If not, sit for a moment, meditate, think. Go for a walk, be by yourself and ask yourself, is there another way? Is there a better way? Is there a different way? And I know you're going to get the answer to that because we all always do. Well, this is Shanita over and out. Have a wonderful day. Create the day you want because you do have a choice to create any kind of day, any kind of life you want if you believe. How to Have This and That is my main book. Go to Amazon and click on that, download it, buy it, and also my other books on Amazon. Be blessed, be prosperous, and create the day you want. Over and out.